Jury U is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Brands Hatch GP.
Tony Blues posted a 2:11.767 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? And there's Jury U, easing out onto Brands Hatch GP. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Smells Like We is out there, taking it slow and steady on the out lap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Brands Hatch GP.
There goes Smells Like We, on their first dance with Brands Hatch GP. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Jury U's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Watch as Smells Like We takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tyres, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
There's Sunrider, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Brands Hatch GP.
Smells Like We is on the outlap, not just warming up the tyres, but also warming up their instincts, getting the racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
And off goes Jerry U, easing into the rhythm of Brands Hatch, GP. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Oi, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Smells like Wee is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Brands Hatch, GP.
Jerry U is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Russell Alexis MK14 Formula Ford's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Sunrider is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Brands Hatch, GP.
There's no mucking around for Jerry U a Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Brands Hatch, GP. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
There goes Sunrider on their first dance with Brands Hatch, GP. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Jury U is on their first practice flying lap. And there's Sunrider, easing out onto Brands Hatch, GP. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it, starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
There's Sunrider, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Brands Hatch, GP.
Smells Like We is in Brabham Straight. Look at Sunrider go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
And away goes Smells Like We, charging down Druids like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob. It's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
Sunrider is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Russell Alexis MK14 Formula Ford has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Alright, Jury U has put down a 155.439. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Russell Alexis MK14 Formula Ford.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Jury U posted 155.439 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? I'm Rob the commentator bot. Bring it on.
I'm Hal, Rob's co-commentator. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Brands Hatch GP, as the drivers reverend up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session.
The pressure is on to set the fastest lap times, and the tension in the air is palpable.
Welcome to Great Britain, where the sun is shining and the engines are revving for today's race at Brands Hatch GP.
You can feel the excitement building in the air. This is going to be a great race, and I'm looking forward to seeing the drivers push themselves to the limit on this challenging track.
Starting from pole position is the perfect place for Smells Like Wee to launch an attack.
The pressure's on now. Can he handle the heat and stay ahead of the pack?
Jury U will look to make a splash from the second position on the starting grid. The third position belongs to Tony Blues.
Tony Blues is looking on for a strong result.
As the drivers prepare to take off, Sunrider sits in fourth place on the starting grid.
Big things expected for Sunrider today.
Securing the fifth place is Infinity. They're on the move. This ain't just a Sunday drive to Bunnings, mates. Time to find the perfect track and not muck about.
How they kick off sets the whole dang tone. Gotta be smart and smooth, or else you're just spinning your wheels.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up. The drivers are jockeying for position. Jury U will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position.
I am so excited at the prospects for this race. I can't wait to see the drama unfold.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race.
It's always intense racing here at Brands Hatch GP. Hold on to your hats, folks.
This is going to be one hell of a race. I can already feel it. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Assetto Corsa Friends for making this all possible. Heroes one and all.
All the drivers will be jostling for the best position, Rob. Some of them may not make it to the second lap in one piece.
I think passing is going to be difficult today here at Brands Hatch GP, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers get on.
Well, Butter my cornbread, Sunrider's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Brands Hatch circuit here at Brands Hatch, GP. Can't blame them.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Sunrider's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Tony Blues. Tell ya what, Infinity's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
That's right, Infinity in 5th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Smells Like We is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Blimey, Infinity's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. Things are heating up as Sunrider closes in on Tony Blues. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake? Sunrider or Tony Blues? This is high-stakes racing.
Racing isn't always about the flash and dazzle, and Sunrider proves it. Smooth as silk and holding fort right where they are. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Smells Like We is sniffing around Jury U like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 3rd. Now that's how it's done. Smells Like We rips through the track, while Jury U watches the tail lights fade.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Smells Like We's got that winning glint.
Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
Look at this. Sunrider is practically drafting off Tony Blues. With the gap this small, Halewood's Hill is going to be a real test.
Y'all see that? Sunrider's right on Tony Blues' tail, and with the gap narrowing, Halewood's Hill is going to be crucial.
Geez, Infinity's on Jury U's tail like a dunny door in a thunderstorm. But passing? That's another kettle of fish.
It's not over yet. Infinity is right on Jorg U's tail, and if they can find just a little bit of extra speed, they might be able to make a move.
Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Infinity's not letting Jury U have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Jury U, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
I've seen molasses move faster than this. Just kidding, but Infinity's surely making Jorg U feel the heat. It's a southern summer showdown out here.
It's game on now. Infinity has closed the gap to Jury U. It's now down to 0.3 seconds. It's pedal to the metal for Infinity, while Jury U's still flipping through the radio channels.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
Wow, Jury U is really pushing hard to catch up to Infinity. There's blood in the water for 4th place. If cars could sweat, Infinity's rear view would be a bloody waterfall right now. Close racing this. Struth, Infinity's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Jury U. Is there anything left in Jury U's tank? Watching the drivers handle their cars is like what? Hold on a second, crikey. Tony Blues thought they were on a boomerang's flight path. Only problem? Didn't come back.
Well, slap my grandma. Tony Blues has gone off like they saw a ghost. Or maybe they just saw their last lap time.
Oh, the Infinity is in trouble.
They're coming up fast on Jorg U, and there's no way they're going to be able to slow down in time.
Looks like someone needs to tell Infinity that this isn't a demolition derby. That kind of driving just won't cut it at this level. Oh, the pressure is on for Infinity. Trapped between Infinity 0.1 seconds away and Jury U just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance. We often hear drivers complaining about tyre graining. Hal, can you explain what that means and how it affects car handling?
Graining occurs when small rubber particles roll up on the tire's surface, reducing grip and negatively affecting handling. It usually happens when the tires are not in their optimal temperature window or when a driver is pushing too hard on a cold or overworked tire.
Even though Infiniti is a fair way behind Jury U, they can't afford to let their guard down. Jury U is still vulnerable to mistakes. It looks like Infiniti is pushing hard to catch up to Jury U. The gap is over a second, but Infiniti is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Jury U?
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Infiniti tries to reel in Jorg U. But Jorg U is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Infiniti find some extra pace to bring the fight to Jorg U?
Mate, Infiniti's creeping up on Jury U like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Infiniti's using that draft from Jorg U real effective.
Hold up a mo, Sunrider's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse.
Well, butter my biscuit. Sunrider's lost it like I lost my patience with that old carburetor of mine. A real test of character.
Hold on a second. Well, Infiniti's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them.
Dang, Infiniti decided to cut loose like it's spring break, 89. Wrong party, pal.
Looks like we might have a great battle starting here between Sunrider in second and Smells Like We. It's been tense with a gap of only 2.9 seconds.
In the dance of speed and power, Sunrider is leading, and Smells Like We's trying to catch the rhythm. But today, the tune's being set by the one in front.
As fast as a cut snake, Sunrider is moving away from Smells Like We.
Seems like Sunrider has got the wind in their sails, but will Smells Like We be able to weather the storm?
Looks like Smells Like We is chasing Sunrider harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
Dang, Smells Like We is so far back, he might start seeing last week's race. But hey, in racing, as in love, persistence is key. Right, y'all?
I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals help me feel prepared and focused.
The gap between Jury U in fourth and Smells Like We remains over a second, but Jury U is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 9 minutes? It's not looking good for Jury U. They are still behind Smells Like We and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. The gap between Tony Blues and Sunrider is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Tony Blues to bring Sunrider into play.
That's very true, and Sunrider knows that as well. They have to drive their own race and wait for Tony Blues to make a mistake if they want to have any chance of overtaking.
Tony Blues is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Sunrider is closing in, down to 14.6 seconds.
Tony Blues' gotta turn on the afterburners if they want to keep Sunrider in check.
As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
It may seem like Sunrider is far behind, but Tony Blues can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Sunrider an opening to catch up. You reckon Smells Like We saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Smells Like We's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Sunrider.
The way Smells Like We's conserving their energy while managing the ERS deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Sunrider like a quiet storm.
While Tony Blues is not under immediate threat from Sunrider, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
Tony Blues has turned up the heat and put some shrimp between them and Sunrider, making a fair dinkum gap.
It's clear as day that Tony Blues is holding all the cards. They're making it near impossible for Sunrider to close that gap.
What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
As Smells Like We trails Sunrider, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Watching Smells Like We right now is like reliving my high school track meets. A for effort, D for speed.
It's not coming up roses for Smells Like We. They're trailing Sunrider and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. The gap between Sunrider and Smells Like We may be wide, but that doesn't mean Sunrider is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Sunrider is really belting along the track, leaving Smells Like We struggling to keep pace.
That's right, Rob. If Smells Like We doesn't pick up the pace, they might as well be moving at a snail's pace. Well, butter my biscuit. Sunrider is holding the reins tight, ain't giving Smells Like We a chance to get ahead.
What a remarkable performance we're witnessing. Tony Blues isn't showing any signs of heading to the pits, firmly holding onto that top spot after completing more than 7 laps. Bloody hell, Tony Blues has got to get the wind back in their sails. They're mucking about while Sunrider's off having a barbie with the lead. Speaking of gambles, mate, what's your take on these mid-race fuel stop strategies? I reckon it's like deciding when to throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Timing is everything, like deciding when to pull out the moonshine at a family reunion. Wait too long, and you'll miss the party.
Even though Smells Like We is a fair way behind Tony Blues, they can't afford to let their guard down. Tony Blues is still vulnerable to mistakes. Smells Like We is placed second at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Sunrider, who is 4.4 seconds behind.
Absolutely right, Rob, and Sunrider knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
Smells Like We is off like a bride's nightie, leaving Sunrider huffing their exhaust fumes.
Yep, Rob, Smells Like We is tearing up the tarmac, but can Sunrider dig deep and go hell for leather to catch up?
Infinity's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. Infinity is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jury U to 25.2 seconds. We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
Good on ya, Infinity. Trailin' so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy. I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging. Looks like Sunrider remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving him better cornering. If they get any closer to Smells Like We, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
You reckon these drivers do any off-track training? Maybe a bit of kangaroo boxing?
Haha, if they do, sign me up. But I think most stick to wrestling with the steering wheel.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Sunrider will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. Blimey, Infinity is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. Bloody oath, Infinity is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to jury you down to a scant 22.9 seconds. The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
The tension is building as Infinity trails behind Jury U. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Jury U hold on, or will Infinity be able to close them down?
Y'all remember the tortoise and the hare? Well, Infinity's neither. More like a snail with commitment issues.
A strong showing from Smells Like We, who is currently second. Oi, Smells Like We, no time for a smoko break. Sunrider's tearing up the track like it's the end of the world. Oh mate, Infinity's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie. It looks like Tony Blues has found another gear in the last sector of the race. The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Tony Blues. What a drive from Smells Like We, securing a great second place finish.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
What a race from Sunrider, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish.
What a drive. Well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Coming in fourth, we have Jury U. Infinity brings home fifth. We're racing a little closer to home today, here in Great Britain. Brands Hatch GP is our venue, and it's one these drivers love. Let's get ready to see how they perform here.
Absolutely. Brands Hatch GP is known for producing some of the most thrilling races on the circuit. I'm sure the drivers are going to give it their all.
Infinity will be feeling confident starting from pole position. Sitting in second at Sunrider.
Could we see a podium result from Sunrider?
Jury U will begin the race from the third spot on the starting grid. Lining up in fourth is Tony Blues.
What can they do with that Formula 1600 Van Diemen from here?
Smells Like We is placed in fifth.
Smells like we will be taking no prisoners today.
Starting from the sixth position, Richard Rossier will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
The Swiss driver has been driving the wheels off the Formula 1600 Van Diemen in practice.
Green flag, mates. Fair dinkum.
With all that adrenaline, some might get too big for their britches. Gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? The racing is normally closely fought here at Brands Hatch GP. I think we are in for a cracking race.
Someone shook the board?
Seems so. Infinity's taken a slide, but knowing them, it's just a part of the dance. Bloody hell, Infinity's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched first. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration. It's a game of inches now as Smells Like We tails Tony Blues closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Well, bless my heart. Smells Like We is shadowing Tony Blues so closely, it's like they're hitched together. Keep an eye on them as they whip through Paddock Hill.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Richard Rossia is proper nipping at Tony Blues' heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Alright, hold your horses. Smells like we is really putting the heat on Richard Rossia. If I were Richard Rossia, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
Buckle up, Sunrider is all over Infinity like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Sunrider, lagging behind Infinity and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. The intensity is off the charts as Richard Rossia hounds Smells Like We, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Not much room to breathe for Smells Like We with Richard Rossia trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at Paddock Hill.
If Richard Rosier gets any closer to Smells Like We, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Fantastic move from Richard Rossia, who has just gained a position.
That kind of move? That's what happens when you mix horsepower with a dash of southern charm.
This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
Ha ha, that's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, the mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
I think I need a nap just watching them. Oh, this is getting intense. Jury U is just behind Tony Blues.
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter of the tire barrier kind, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
I tell you what, Jury U has got more problems than a maths book right now. Tony Blues is leaving them in a cloud of dust. This is what it's all about, folks. Richard Rossia is in hot pursuit of Sunrider, who's just trying to stay ahead.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put it past Richard Rosier to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this duel. Keep those eyes peeled.
And Richard Rossia has just won the place from Sunrider. How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, Hal, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation, Rob. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build.
Hold on a second, a twist in our tale. Richard Rossia is slipping more than a bar of soap in a bath, now at third.
Definitely, but Richard Rosier is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to fight back and regain that position.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Sunrider is breathing down the neck of Jerry Yu, not giving him any room to relax.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in your Yu's shoes right now, would ya? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
Oi, Jerry Yu's really making Sunrider work for it.
It's going to come down to who wants it more.
No room for error here. Richard Rossia is breathing down the neck of Tony Blues, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Remember that time Richard Rosier made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? Oh my, Richard Rossia is hot on the tail of Tony Blues. As they come into Brabham Straight, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside. It's a challenging situation for Jury Yu. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Sunrider 0.2 seconds away and Richard Rossia 0.1 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move.
Absolutely, Rob. The pressure is mounting for Jorg Yu as they navigate through this challenging situation. It's crucial for them to remain focused and make calculated moves.
During your racing career, how did you determine when it was the right time to pit for fresh tires due to tire degradation?
It was a combination of factors, Rob. Monitoring lap times, communicating with the team about tire wear, and assessing the car's handling were all crucial in deciding when to make a pit stop for fresh tires.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Fair dinkum, Sunrider is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Tony Blues is now down to a whisker at 0.3 seconds.
That's a great effort from Sunrider. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
Get ready, folks. With Jury Yu tailing this close to Sunrider, Clearways is about to become a hotspot.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Jorg Yu is giving
Breaking update. Blimey, Sunrider veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex.
Well, butter my biscuit. Sunrider just did the hokey pokey right in the middle of the race.
Tony Blues wants to find a way round Jury Yu.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
Blimey, Tony Blues has shifted gears. Hold on a second. Blimey, Jury Yu must have spotted a pub off the track. That's the only reason any self-respecting Aussie would swerve that way.
Gee whiz, Jorg Yu's lost direction faster than I lost my youth. Welcome to the club.
You know, Jury Yu reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. Well, Richard Rossia, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you, and a slab of beer for Smells Like We. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. Smells Like We couldn't hold back the tide. Richard Rossia is shaving off seconds like a barber on a busy morning.
It's gut check time for Smells Like We. They've got to dig deep and put some serious rubber to the road if they hope to stay ahead of Richard Rosier.
The crowd is on its feet as Jury Yu chases down Tony Blues through Sheen Curve. Looks like Tony Blues is legging it from Jury Yu. The gap's growing like a well-watered wattle as they zoom through Clearways. Blimey, the talent on the track today is like watching kangaroos on steroids.
Yeah, and just like those kangaroos, these drivers can really hop into action. You reckon they've got a pocket full of secrets?
It's an intense battle for position as Jury Yu tries to outmaneuver Tony Blues. This is edge-of-your-seat racing. Tell ya what, Tony Blues is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
Well, butter my biscuit. Tony Blues is hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
The gap between Jury Yu and Sunrider is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Jury Yu to bring Sunrider into play. Sunrider's gaining on Jury Yu faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 5.9 seconds.
Looks like Jorg Yu has a storm brewing in their rearview mirror, and its name is...
Sorry to interrupt here, but looks like that's a mistake from Tony Blues. This could be costly. It looks like Tony Blues has been called into the pits. The tension is palpable. These drivers are showing tremendous respect for each other while going all out. It's a masterclass in clean, hard racing. The race has its rhythm, and right now, Smells Like We is dancing to its beat at third. It seems like Smells Like We is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race. There's a storm brewing, and it's got Sunrider's name on it. Jury U, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you. It looks like Sunrider is making a move. The gap to Jury U is now down to 0.6 seconds.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Sunrider is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. Jorg, you better check that rearview mirror.
It's a brilliant day for racing here at Brands Hatch. GP, I'm really enjoying this. Wait, an impressive showing from Sunrider, who has gained positions and left Jury U in the dust.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Sunrider's looking every bit the champ today.
A couple car lengths might not sound like much, but when you've got Jury U breathing down your neck, it feels like a bloody eternity.
Just like in the old school days of racing, it's not just about speed, it's about the strategy, the mind games. Sunrider's got that game face on.
Looks like Tony Blues is trying to chase down Jury U, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results.
Yeehaw, it's like Tony Blues took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
While Sunrider is not under immediate threat from Jury U, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Well, in the rearview mirror of life, Jorg U might look closer than they appear. But on this track, they've got some miles to cover to catch Sunrider.
Excellent work from Sunrider, who has managed to increase their lead over Jury U. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. As we enjoy seeing these titans of the track battle it out, let's not forget about the pit crews. Those guys and girls are like a well-oiled machine themselves.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of the racing world. But you know what they say, behind every great driver is an even greater pit crew.
It may seem like Jury U is far behind, but Sunrider can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Jury U an opening to catch up.
You're spot on.
Breaking update. Looks like Smells Like We's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times. Expensive repairs.
Lord have mercy. Smells Like We must have seen a ghost or thought they spotted Bigfoot. That was one wild turn.
At this stage of the race, Smells Like We is holding on to third. Anything can happen from here. Some might have thought Infinity would have pitted by now, but no siree. Holding that numero uno position and with more than 8 laps under the belt. Infinity is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Richard Rossier needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if Richard Rossier has some tricks up their sleeve. Infinity is controlling the track like a seasoned hound dog on the hunt, making it harder than a preacher's knee for Richard Rossier to overtake.
In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Infinity stakes a claim in first.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Infinity makes is pure art.
Cricky, Jury U's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate. The gap between Jury U and Sunrider is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 15.7 seconds. Tony Blues is more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast, and at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Fair dinkum, Tony Blues is finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. If racing were a dance, Smells Like We would be trying to lead, but Richard Rossier just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. Ever wonder about the unsung heroes of racing? The pit crew. I reckon their job's as hectic as a barman's on a Friday night in Sydney.
No doubt about it. It's like a pitmaster at a barbecue joint during a lunch rush. Everyone wants a piece, and they've got mere seconds to dish it out and make it perfect.
Would ya look at that gap? Smells like we's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. As of now, Infinity stands tall in the first spot. It looks like Richard Rossier is starting to catch up to Infinity. The gap is now down to 28.2 seconds. In a world where milliseconds matter, Richard Rossier's grasp on the second speaks volumes. Richard Rossier's in front, but Smells Like We is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 25.5 seconds. The evolution of these cars over the years is nothing short of incredible. The aerodynamics, the tyre technology, it's all a game of innovation.
Couldn't have said it better. And to think about the data analytics behind every decision, from tire pressures to wing adjustments. It's not just a sport, it's a symphony of engineering and strategy.
The gap might be more than a second, but Richard Rossier is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Smells Like We is getting closer to Richard Rossier, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel.
Hoo boy, Smells Like We needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
It's all about consistency for Infinity, who is currently first. He's pulling away. Infinity is increasing the gap to Richard Rossier.
Infinity's looking tougher to pass than a kidney stone, driving with the authority of a southern sheriff.
Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top-notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill.
Sunrider is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Jorg Yu can capitalize on any mistake.
Watching Smells Like We try to close that gap on Richard Rossier is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes.
Well, Butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Smells like we's got a mountain to climb. But knowing smells like we, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a round house.
The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Infinity, who is simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Infinity. You could see them making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
Fourth is Sunrider. What a fantastic race from Richard Rossier, who brings it home in second place. In fifth, it's Jerry Yu. Well done to Smells Like We for securing third place on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
Smells Like We is in the pits.